Today we're going to be talking about sentence frames. I'm Carson and this is Morgan. So what are sentence frames? A sentence frame is like a fill-in-the-blank type of document that you would give your students, and it's specifically designed to ask and answer questions. So sentence frames are commonly referred to as summary frames as well, and the purpose is to help scaffold and build on the students' written and oral skills. They can be set up in many different ways, but most commonly is used with the blank spaces needing either single vocabulary words or the blank spaces need an opinion of the students to help them with writing. So here is an example. So needing a single vocabulary word would be like there are blank tens and blank ones and the number 32. So I'm going to switch over and we're going to do a quick activity showing this. So if I were to ask Morgan, there are blank tens and blank ones and the number 32, which would you choose, Morgan?
I would choose 3 tens and 2 ones in the number 32.
And if I were to ask you, my favorite flavor of ice cream is blank because blank, which would you put in the spaces?
I would put Rocky Road first, and then because I love chocolate and marshmallows.
Perfect. Okay, so that was an example of how to use the blanks, and then that was also an opinion portion, and then also using a single vocabulary word.
So the pros of this strategy would be that it can be used for any subject, even math. This strategy clarifies what is being asked of the student, so they know in the example we showed, it's kind of like a process of elimination also. They know what word they're looking for grammatically and what makes sense. It also promotes clarity on how sentence structure is formed in English, so the student can focus on the content rather than how to structure what they are trying to say. Also, students may feel more comfortable and compelled to share their work in class because they know that their sentence is correct in the structure. It can also be used to teach about specific vocab words or sentence structure. And lastly, it promotes conversations between peers, which can result on building on each other's ideas. The cons are that if given a word bank, students could use process of elimination to guess on words they don't know, which would mean they wouldn't learn the vocabulary meaning. It could also be seen as too restrictive of a strategy for students, does not allow for creativity, and only meant to help the student in one way, which is becoming better writers. When to use sentence frames. So sentence frames can be used in practically any situation where ELLs are practicing the English language sentence structure and grammar. So basically, we wanted to make clear that this is something we looked for to help EL learners, but this can also be used in any classroom environment. It can be used with students that aren't English learners. It can be used as young as kindergarten up to high school. It can be used in any scenario, but it does best support English learners. Also, it can be used when students have difficulty figuring out how to start writing. If they're beginning a journal prompt or starting an essay, if they're stuck, this could help scaffold them into starting their paper or whatever assignment they're working on. And lastly, it can be used when EL students are learning how to hold a conversation in English. It can help give them conversation skills. It can help them articulate what they're trying to say without having to think too much about the grammar and the context. So yeah, that's
All right.
our presentation.
Thank you.